Hello beautiful ones, welcome to your reading, another pick a card which is centering on one question and one question only, and that is, can I trust them? Now this doesn't have to be necessarily a romantic partner or a prospective romantic partner. This could be somebody who has offered you something, somebody who's asked for a favour, somebody that you're maybe going into partnership with in regards to business. So this is not just romance, but obviously there will be some romantic elements in there because some people will have a romantic based question. So I do have some selected cards beneath each pile. However, the decks that I'm going to be doing the reading with, they haven't been shuffled yet. They haven't been sorted into things. So this is basically kind of like a blind pick a card reading. So you pick whichever deck you feel drawn to, or whichever cover of the deck you feel drawn to, and then we are going to shuffle the cards just like I would a general online reading and video reading that I do for clients and stuff. Shuffle it on camera so you get the reading as it happens, and so I'm getting the energies coming through, and it's a longer basically explanation for the reading, but still got the little cards. If you can see them, I think they're there, just for kind of what else is coming up and the other guidance from the other cards for you. So just take a moment, take a deep breath. You know the drill by now. I'm sure that you've done this plenty of times. And if you want to look at any other pick a card reading that I have done, it should be on the eye in the sky up there somewhere in regards to, other questions, other topics that you might want to have a look at. And if you do want to get in contact with me, all my links to social are down below, including how to get a reading with me as well. But just in the meantime, take a breath. Feel what you want to feel from these, which ones you're drawn to. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. There's no right or wrong answer, I must stress that. You just follow what your intuition tells you. And without further ado, I will start moving on with Group 1. Alright my loves, you chose Group 1, and I'll just move this out of the way. So those are all your additional cards, but we're going to start the reading with this one. You chose the Enchanted Tarot, which is the biggest tarot cards I've got. So you didn't want to go by halves. So let's have a look and see, can you trust them? So I'm just going to get about maybe 4 to 6 cards just to see what's coming in. So can the individuals who chose Group 1 please get some guidance on whether they can trust the person that they are inquiring about? Is there something that they need to know about the person that they are inquiring about? Is there something that you are wanting to tell them? Alright. 4 of Hearts. 10 of Hearts. 9 of Wands. Just one more for good luck. Prince of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Ooh. Don't know where to put this now. It's so big. I'll just pop you there slightly. No, you're going to fall off. The perils of doing this is a live reading. Live reading. Okay. So the main thing that seems to be coming up first of all is kind of a heaviness going on in the heart and the emotion area. So if you are concerned with somebody in the love relationship, it could be to do with them. It could also be a heavy influence of earth. They may seem too stressed. That's something that's coming up for me. The individual that you're asking about, you may find that they're very stressy or easily stressed about certain things. Yeah, I do feel that they are very down to earth and they can appear to have everything under control, but there is the 4 of Cups. There's kind of this apathy going on, either from you or this other individual. It's kind of like a take it or leave it, can't be bothered feeling. You're not getting as much impassionment maybe from them. There's nothing that seems to come forward with solidity or whatever. Solid, honest to God facts from them. It's not like I I'm here, I am such, I am, I am statements. It just feels very wishy-washy at the moment in some respects, but they are very grounded. I just feel that there's a lot going on in regards to their life at the moment that may not be coming out in the wash, so to speak. Ten of Hearts, though, brings forwards a very nice happy ever after, or at least happy for now energy. Maybe this is something that you're hoping for. They're hoping for this communication with this other person to improve so you can put some eggs in their basket, so to speak. But let's have a look and see what these other cards have to say. So we have protection. Okay. Priestess. Patience. Okay. And then, upside down. We have strength, Two of Autumn, and renewal. Okay. Yeah, I feel like patience is a very... Actually, these two kind of look like each other, don't they? Have you seen that? Two different decks, years apart. But they look very, very similar. So maybe this is somebody that you recognize. I don't know. Either way, they are kind of saying... Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm just kind of trying to get all the information from guides and stuff. So they're kind of saying in here, how are you being called to take a step up and lead, having patience, but also strength. It takes a lot of strength to wait. So I feel that this person, you can probably trust them. It's just their mood. It's just the fact that they are not immediately rushing out, doing actions and physically or emotionally or communicating their need to have something now and then, and being quite pushy about it. Even if they're not just kind of being a cheerleader and waxing lyrical about how great you are and how everything is going to be wonderful, that doesn't mean that you can't trust them. And that doesn't mean that you can't rely on them to be enthusiastic about your involvement with them. I feel as though this is something that's kind of... They may look or feel non-committal. They may just feel, again, wishy-washy, and that they won't pay you back, or that they won't invest in what you're trying to do, or that they'll leave you hanging on the telephone, or that, they're trying to do something behind your back. You may get that worry because they're not communicating enough. But I don't see any evidence here that you are needing to be too concerned about them. So obviously take this with the energy that you're already experiencing through them and with them, because obviously this is a general reading. I'm hitting many people at the same time, but it does feel a little bit like they're not as untrustworthy as maybe you worry that they are. I mean, everybody has the disappointments about them, but I just don't think that this person is literally out to swindle you. The thing is, though, that they are asking you to, a few of you, I would say 30% of you who chose group 1, to address the issue. So if you have concerns, talk to them about it. If you have issues or second thoughts or wondering about it, talk to them. Because this is going to be something that you need to instigate. This will be something that you need to say, look, I'm a bit worried that you're not taking this seriously, or I just need some clarification on where you see this going, or how you see this involvement growing, or how you move forwards, how you are thinking about stuff. If you're not in the right place to tell me at this moment in time, just tell me that, and then I'll take what I need, and then I'll move on, and you can deal with it whenever you have the right time. So it's just kind of having that reassurance, and just that thing of saying to them, look, if you want to, solidify something and make me happy, then please tell me and calm my nerves a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to be quite annoyed. Or, I'm just going to continue on, and you can do whatever you want. It depends on your strength of will. I do feel that, again, it's kind of saying kindness and forgiveness. So maybe this is something, because the Four of Cups often, if I can get it, the Four of Cups often brings in previous disappointments. So your experience of previous disappointments, maybe in the past this person hasn't been as reliable as you wanted them to, and this is the challenge that you face with them. This is the issue that you face with them, and you're kind of like, I don't know whether I can put my faith in you again, because they may have let you down a little bit before, or you may have heard things about them that You know, you're like, oh, I don't know whether to really go there. I'm a bit confused. Perfectly natural and normal if you feel a little bit confused about that. Absolutely. Give yourself permission to feel confused or concerned. But I do believe that with this, it's just kind of saying maybe you can move past that if you just understand where they're coming from. And again, that requires communication on their part. I do see things changing. Renewal is a very strong card. It's basically judgment. So this is kind of you releasing things that no longer fit your pattern, you know. It's kind of like letting go of the past. Maybe your past experiences are skewing how you're viewing this person. Maybe they're not involved in your past, but you are being affected with your current decisions because of the past. And that can take strength and courage to move on away from that, because it's releasing the judgment of others, as this card says, but it's also having that change, that progression, and saying, look, I'm being the bigger person because I'm just putting myself on the line here. And then you have protection. So again, you give your soul power to the past. Every time that you focus on or dwell on the issues or the grievances that were given to you, you're giving away some of your power to the past person, to past you, when you should be investing your time and your power into future you and present you. So this is going to be something that you can see with regards to this person. Honestly, I do feel that they're quite trustworthy. And I do feel that even though they have their flaws, as everybody does, it may just take them a little while longer to come to the fore with it, because King of Pentacles and Prince of Pentacles are pretty reliable. The only thing that I will say is that sometimes they can be reliable and steadfast to the point of annoyance. You can feel like you're being a bit controlled by them. Now, if that is something that you're concerned by, maybe again address it. But with this one here as well, Two of Autumn, this is kind of saying the balance has to be there. So if you're so concerned about it being too serious or too overwhelming, you need to balance that out with something a bit more fun. You know, I do feel like you have a lot on your mind and this isn't helping. There's a lot that's gone on, and there's a lot that's, you know, you're overcoming and that you're moving past, and this really just is not helping with regards to how you approach the situation and how you feel comfortable. So if that is the case, I would say just address it with this individual. You do have really, really nice cards that say it's okay, it's fine. You can work with this. Even if it's something that's been an issue in the past, you can still, like previous disappointments, previous rejections, previous breaches of trust, previous insecurities. Don't focus on the previous, focus on the future and focus on the present, because that's going to be really strong for you. That's going to empower you, and it's going to enable you to see the pitfalls before they turn up. But I feel with this individual that you're asking about, even though there's a little bit of wishy-washy going on, even though there's a little bit of maybe, maybe not, maybe, maybe not, even though there's a bit of that going on, I honestly don't believe it's that bad. I do think that, okay, go forwards with caution, but don't feel the need to just completely blow them off and, you know, get rid of them and all that kind of stuff. Because I do feel that there is a possibility of good connections here. There's a possibility of moving yourself into something nice with them and having a good arrangement, or having something at least that you feel more secure by the end of it. But I hope this helps you, Group 1. Really do. If you have any comments to make, or if this resonated, let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have a suggestion for a future pick a card reading, do let me know as well. Or you can contact me on the social links in the description box. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I'm wishing you all the very best of luck. And I'm going to move on now to Group 2. Hello, Group 2. Alright, so let me have a look and see what's coming through for you. And can you trust them, whoever they are? Alright, so you chose this bag, and within this is the Rider-Waite. So this is just I'll tell you a little story. When I first started to use these, I didn't get along well with them at all, but when I actually grew to know tarot and understand what it was, these have become an invaluable deck. These really just cut straight to the core of the matter, and they're very realistic and just they don't allow for lots of fanciful maybe, they're just kind of like they do or they don't. So I like that about them. They're just very real. So what do the people who chose group 2 need to know about the person that they're asking about? Can they trust them? Can they trust this particular person? Is there anything that they need to know about this particular person in particular? I feel like I want to do another one. Whoa. Alright, so the first two that fell out are the Queen of Wands and the Tower. So this could be to do with somebody who's a fire sign. It could even be you who's a fire sign. And the Tower is typically seen as a negative card. And in this one, it's kind of a warning. I don't normally do the negatives for particular things like this, but I do feel that it is kind of warning you. I'm just going to check this alignment here. See if I can't zoom back a little bit. There we go. Just so you can see all of it. But yeah, it's kind of a thing that suggests that there is something that you may have to watch with this person. It's about building your house on sand, essentially, and having a less than stable outlook, to be honest with you. Having a less than stable foundation in order to continue on. Let's have a see though. Okay. Okay, at the bottom you have the Queen of Cups. So you have the Temperance card, the Nine of Pentacles, which is one of my favourite cards. You have the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So actually you don't have that many bad or negative cards. I do feel that this is showing you as an individual. I don't see this as showing you as in cohabitation or something with somebody else. They're kind of suggesting that about trust and about having that connection with this person, or whether you can trust them, is kind of like keep your distance. The feeling that I'm getting is that you have to choose your battles wisely, especially with here over here. You will have some happiness coming in very strongly, but I just feel that with regards to this other person, they may rock the boat a little bit with the energies that they bring in, because I do feel that they're very impulsive. This coming through is very impulsive, but it gets them the right result at the end. So you may see them reacting rather than thinking and then going into it. They react on something that's dark, not darker, but deep impulse, something that's immediate and that they can have a result quickly. And I feel that it may not be extroverted. You may not see them go, I am now going to, you may not see them do that, but their reaction is very much to do with what's around them. So say, for instance, you send them a message, they probably would react to the emotion that they felt in that message and do something to forward that. So if you feel a little bit too about that particular thing, then I would say approach with caution. Make sure that the solid foundations are there, particularly here, before you continue forwards with anything. I do have this feeling about them that they value their independence, that they are still healing, that they are going forwards with a sense of, indecision. So I don't feel that they can make decisions if you give them a lot of time. I think, again, it has to be then and there. They decide and they go forwards. They're not a forward planner. So if something happened, maybe they would just kind of go with the flow, They would think about the consequences after the fact. So it could be that if you threw them a large meal or something, they'd eat it all and then realise that they didn't have room for it and feel quite ill afterwards. It's the same with maybe temptation that comes in front of them. For instance, if a pretty person comes in and they're like, oh, actually, yeah, I feel quite allured to you. They could, I think if they were on the lower scale, they could go after them. And just think, okay, whatever. But it's all swings and roundabouts with them. It's all, I give so I can take, I take so I can give. That feeling of, okay, so the ends justify the means. That's what I'm getting a lot from these cards here. This is one of my favourite cards of the entire deck, and if it was something to do with a personal reading, I would say you're on absolute wonderful times here. But trusting your gut and trusting your intuition is very important here. I feel that's something that they lack. Intuition they may have. Everybody has intuition, but I don't think they obey it that often. You know, if somebody goes, maybe hold back a little bit, I don't think they know what to do with it. Oops. Break the chain. Okay, so there could be a pattern coming. Dance with life. So yeah, they kind of change their energy. They go with the flow. I think this is kind of you, actually, because there's similar figures here. So it could be there's a movement here. Maybe you kind of feel yourself in a limbo with this person, that they're always, how to put it, they're always making a big deal out of something, or they're always going with the flow, or you can never catch them, you can never nail them down to something like, can you please do this for me? And they just never think. They're very focused on, yay, let's pretty, let's, you know, and you want to break that pattern with them. Door to value. Wow. Okay, so the door to value comes forwards here. I'm saying that there's money orientated with this person. They want to feel loved, they want to feel valued, but also you do too, and I don't think that they afford that to people. As for the trust, again, I'm not quite sure as to whether they would fit you, you know, because they do too much on a whim. Ace of Wands, yeah, I think there may be a fire sign, to be honest. Ace of Cups, wow, and the High Priestess again, so you have two High Priestess here. Could be Pisces then, or on the cusp with Aries. I do feel, again, they are indicating that it could be that they're too flight of fancy for you, or they're too... Okay, so for some of you, I don't know whether this is all of you, but you may be worried that they are too, like, yes, let's go, let's do it. That they are too much, that they are, yes, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to go wee, 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 wee. You may worry that they're too much for you. And only you can make the decision if they are. But the Ace of Summer is kind of saying, open up your heart to this possibility. Maybe there's going to be a happy for now. You know, like for now, I mean like 5 years and constantly growing. But I do feel that you could get something that you need from this person. And maybe for you, you need to be told, consequences be damned, you know, just go with the flow. For instance, a Leo friend of mine, she said, let's go on a road trip. I was like, yeah, getting the map saying, where are we going? And she said, no, let's just go where the road takes us. Now for me, who is a consummate planner, I was like, oh, hang on, okay. But it was her car. So, you know, I couldn't really do anything about that. So I got in and got on the road, and it was one of the best days and experiences I have ever had. And I think that could be, you know, just get rid of the inhibitions that you may have. Again, be wary. Don't expect to build something long-lasting on this kind of wishy-washy foundation, but if you are realistic about what it is, and if you are kind of, okay, this is a temporary thing, or this is just a suck it and see type thing, and just to figure out where I am or what I'm doing, if you're realistic about your expectations, I don't think you will have to worry about trusting this person, because you will trust yourself. This is indicating that you're trusting yourself in order to go forwards. And even now, I'm just seeing here, trust your intuition. Careful reflection before taking action. You know, careful reflection. But I just feel like the careful reflection should just be there before you decide whether to go on, before you decide when to take that leap of faith, really. I don't see them as a bad person, but it's like water and fire. They're a little bit different. One blows really hot, and then the other one's kind of gentle and flows, and occasionally smothers fire. And then occasionally fire can bubble you up and get you really angry. It just needs balance. It needs that flow. It needs balance here. And to understand each other's perspectives from the moment you step out, really, or before you step out. I don't see them as a negative, bad person. I just feel that they're kind of, over here, thoughts going everywhere, thought can't really pin them down on it. If that is something that you can't work with, absolutely, you don't have to. If that is something that you're kind of interested in and you kind of, well, yeah, let's just see what it is and not putting all my emotions into it, that could be a learning curve for you. But either way, it's going to be a certain experience, and I hope that you let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you. Do take care of yourselves. If you want to get in contact with me through social, that's all in the description box, and readings and stuff are there as well. But if you have any suggestions for future picker cards, I'm also taking those. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves. I will speak to you guys very soon, and I'm moving on to group 3. Hello, group 3. You would have chosen this pentacle box. So let's have a look and see which one you chose. It takes a while to come open. There we go. So you would have chosen the Everyday Witch Tarot. Okay. Oh, I didn't move you out of the way. Just 1 second. So I'm going to be doing this like a normal reading, like an online reading, stuff like that. Shuffling the cards just to see what comes through, and then we have additional guidance from these. So, what do the people who chose group 3 need to know about this particular person that they're asking about? Can they trust them? Can they trust this person that they're asking about? Why they click the video? Can they trust this person? Ooh, I got a multitude of answers then. It was like a chorus in my mind. Okay. Just narrow it down. Group 3. Can the people who chose group 3 trust this person? Oh, I still feel like I'm alright, but then I want to shuffle again. I'm gonna go with the flow here. Okay, so let's have a look. We have 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Devil, 8 of Swords, King of Swords, 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and at the bottom you have the Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, this may be more of a business ask, or more of a partnership, in business ask. There are some warning signs here, I'm not going to lie. Let me just get what they're trying to say. So you have Temperance, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Devil card, 8 of Swords, King of Swords, 10 of Cups, and 7 of Swords. As a rule, I don't see this deck doesn't give me, like wishy-washy dreams and stuff like that, but they're always very positive, and the messages that they bring forwards. What I would say is that somebody may be promising you above and beyond what they can deliver. And I would say that trust needs to be earned by them 100%. That if you have experienced something with them, there could be appearances being deceiving here. And yes, I am focusing on the Devil card, but I am also focusing on these here, and especially this one that seems to be moving forwards. Did I have a look at the bottom here? Yes, I did. Ace of Pentacles. So they may seem to have their shit together. And I'm sorry for swearing, but it's something that needs to come through. They may seem like they have everything sorted out. They have everything, oh, I don't need to do this, or I don't need to do that. I'm very in charge and you don't have to worry about me. Then why is there a little intuitive nod here? Why is there something that just doesn't seem to add up? Something doesn't seem to add up with this person. Something just, like, maybe it's why you chose the box. Because the box is kind of sealing something away. They're hiding something. They're protecting something. I mean, for me, it's to protect the energies of the cards. But for them, it may be something personal. They're trying to conceal something. And that could be a warning sign in and of itself, but they seem like they're absolutely a perfect family man or perfect family woman or business person or whatever. Really, really strong, very, goal orientated, really, I've got everything I need and I can help you or bring you in. Something doesn't add up. There's an isolation with this person that they feel like they are taking too many steps back and putting a lot of people at arm's length, even though it seems like they're welcoming them in. And then the Three of Pentacles, I feel like there's something about them that they may teach other people, or they may pass on knowledge, or they could be something that, you know, gives advice to others, or, you know, somebody who seems really community based and who shows people how things are done. Like, this woman's done her best, you know. Or maybe she's the one who's done that. I can never tell really. But something like the stepping back and admiring what this person can offer, and admiring, you know, the example that they're setting. And the King of Swords, they could actually be an air sign that you're inquiring about. So it could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Either or, it seems like they've got all the knowledge, all the answers. If whenever you ask a question, they know exactly what to say. But there's still something that's going, oh, I don't know. I don't know about this person. I don't know. I'm not really sure about them. I get a feeling, you know, it could be something that you can't yourself reason away or explain. Now, the thing that the devil comes along with, for me, is the fact that he's maybe over-promising and then under-delivering. So the person that you're asking about could be giving you all the spiel. You're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to be amazing. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. Promise you the world. Yes, of course I'll leave my wife. You know, that feeling of, they're giving you this spiel, they're giving you this promise, or yes, of course, I'll look after the money that you're investing into this business, or yes, of course, I'll promote your product and do something. I don't know about this person. I am a bit on the fence. Now, what you need to do is meditate yourself, go into your balance mode, and just try to see if there's something that you yourself have coming in, because this can go two ways basically. This card, this is you're deceiving yourself, you're pulling the wool over your own eyes, or it can be that they're trying to take something away from you, or they're trying to undermine you, or they are spying on you, or they are doing something really negative and covering it up. And it could be that they are too busybody, they are wanting to get to know you too much because it's for their own gain, or their own sport. I've had that as well with that card. So take a break. Yes, I think that this is a thing for you to just kind of take this break from them, just to reassess transformation. So that's more you than them. I don't think that they could actually, I don't think that they would actually transform into anything. That's not something that they're doing. But I do feel that this Temperance card, and this Ace of Pentacles card, if this is somebody that you are going into business with, or thinking about going into business with, maybe you're wondering whether you can leave your boss, or whether they are going to give you that promotion. I don't feel that they will, unfortunately. And then you have Daughter Spirit. This comes in with, I think, yeah, they're saying that there's a catch. There's a catch to this person. There's something that's like, I don't really know what it is, but there's a catch coming in. Maybe it's something that they don't want to divulge. It's something that they don't want to give to you. It's something that they don't want to admit. It may be very personal, but it gives you an uneasy feeling. So Daughter Spirit's coming in saying that you have all the intuition. You need to trust the niggle. And I wish that had come out here, but you need to trust the warning signs that are going on. Four of Pentacles. Yes. I think this is typically, with the Four of Pentacles, it's somebody sitting on a chest or clutching something really close to their chest. So I do feel that this person is very much either not wanting to part with their money, they're not wanting to, like, oh sure, I'll give you a loan, yeah sure. How much interest are they going to charge on that? I don't know whether they can be trusted. Release. Okay, so this is about letting go of the past, making sure it's time to move on. It's really this pattern of, going in with this person's too much. And then the Five of Cups. There is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others. Focusing on which frightens or worries you, that's counterproductive. So what you need to do in order to have this, so you could either be having, promises of the world or a new business. I think that if you trust your instincts, if you know when to step away, if you know when to go, okay, that's enough for today, goodbye, thank you, I think you'll actually find yourself on a better path and you'll find yourself refreshed. It is not easy to do that. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of drive and will to do it. But I do believe that you have it because you've watched this video. If you didn't want to know the truth, and if you didn't want to have some of your suspicions confirmed by some random tarot internet lady who is doing this reading for you, I think that's something that you need to know. So something was niggling at you. Now is the time to see why, or at least step back. And if you had, for instance, a friend who was telling you about all this, what would you advise them? There is something that just feels like you need to go, oh, I'm not sure. And so take a step back and look at it from a different perspective. And then I think you'll get more answers than you thought possible. You have your intuition. You have this daughter spirit. I feel like you are very connected to your intuition, your gut instinct and your solar plexus, and that feeling of needing to trust that a little bit more. But let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you, and do offer suggestions for future readings if that's something that you think of, like, oh, I want to ask this question. I can do a pick a card based on that as well. All my social links are down below, as well as how to get a reading. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. I am sending you so much love. I look forward to hearing from you very soon. And in the meantime, have a brilliant rest of the day. Take care, guys.